He's got a badge and he's got a sword. He'll break your heart, then he'll break a board. So when an evil ninja comes for you, remember reading is the real ninjutsu. Karate Tolstoy! Kia!
And that's how you break a board with only your hand.
Nice. Dude, it's I didn't know beforehand that that's how you did it.
We're going to need a new table, but it was worth it.
Isn't that line from Jaws?
We're going to need a bigger table.
That's not it?
Yeah, for the charcuterie board we're going to make out of this fucking shark.
Charcuterie. Dumb. That's dumb.
That sounds like shark porn.
It does. Charcuterie?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a charcuterie.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Karate Tolstoy. I am Ed.
I'm Brett.
I'm Kris.
Yeah, we have a special guest today.
For a very special episode. This is like an after-school special
This is
episode.
like the Different Strokes, like Maytag Man, like runs off with like one of the kids, like episodes. Like this is an episode that's gonna be so plus fucking double extra fucked up.
Yeah.
That we needed a third person to come help us support.
Yeah, so kick up, put your feet up, lean back, maybe make yourself a tea. A nice warm tea.
Yep.
Put on your karate outfit.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely put on your what's that called?
Because you're about to listen to the dulcet screams of one Christine Parsons as she hears what is clearly going to be a bellwether moment for this podcast.
And what are we doing on this podcast?
We are...
What are we doing? Because nobody really explained it very well to me.
Okay, so to explain the book to Kris, the book is The Martial Arts Murders by Andy Shep. It's the greatest book. The greatest book.
I'm holding up the cover for her.
Has anybody explained the cover so far?
Actually, no. I don't think we have. Yeah, go ahead.
It is just an all red book. And then in very astute, very proper font, the
Serifs.
Martial Arts Murders!
Yeah.
Murders!
And then on the cover, the only image is just an open katana blade resting on its cover, like kind of crisscross, but not like a perfect X. Very, what are those kinds of angles called? Acute?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's charcut.
Definitely
I think it's charcut.
Charcut. It's not obtuse. It's definitely an acute angle. And it is...
I mean, the book's obtuse, but...
It makes it... It looks like a fucking... Who's that? Grisham guy?
Yeah, it does look a little Grisham-y.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a housewife murder
true.
novel.
A time to slash.
But oh my God.
I mean, we talked about it on the first episode, but yeah.
The picture of the man on the back, he's wearing what is that called? A gi?
Yeah.
An all black gi, and he is Captain Morganing. He looks like he's about to propose to his anime pillow.
He's about to propose to his sword.
With a sword.
With another sword.
With another sword.
Yes.
Will you take this sword? Yeah, it's good stuff. Right?
Clang once for yes.
What does that say? A serial killer or something much worse? Question mark, ...
Hey, there's a question mark on the back.
Hey,
what do you know?
He doesn't like putting question marks in his quotations.
Yeah, in the text,
book.
it's not. So we've read through chapters 1 through 6 up to this point. Our first episode, we actually read the last 2 or 3 pages of the book.
Do you remember? Because I used to do it for stand-up, and I would read the last page, and it's like a fuck scene, all in caps and bold.
I'm going to level
outside
with you.
of the spa.
Yeah.
You never
When you would
to them.
do stand-up, that was my smoke break.
Fair.
Yes.
Well, that's funny because when I had
'Cause you could still hear
that was
it.
your smoke break as well.
All
I
right.
smoke a lot at shows
With
in
all
Bellingham.
with all the caps and bold fucking, like you could still hear me outside. Just like,
That is,
oh God!
Yeah, here I'll flip to the page and you'll be able to see there. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, can you see on that page there?
Just fuck.
Sorry, what's
here?
that one? It's all the
Right
same
there.
letter. Does that say oi?
It's just
No.
oi! Fuck me harder!
Oh, fuck me there!
Oi! Are you me dad?
Crikey! I'm as wet on the outside as I'm on the inside. Crikey!
Oi, mate. Yeah, plugging in me that good, eh?
Oh, it says oh.
I'm as moist as a bottle of Foster's on a hot day.
Foster's
God.
Australian for ninja.
So that is actually relevant to this episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure there's some bold caps fucking.
Oh, this is fantastic.
in here.
Okay, good. So, 1 through 6, the recap.
Yeah, so people are getting murdered with ninja weapons.
Yes.
It's like 7, except instead of deadly sins, it's like ninja weapons are being used. Like
Different ones, like a star.
Yeah.
A bow staff,
Yeah.
throwing stars, nunchaku.
Nunchaku. If you say nunchuck or numchuck, then you're dead to us.
It was spelled numbchuck in the book.
like two fucking sticks of Novocaine. Like
Yeah.
So what's in the box? If this is a 7,
That's what Detective...
we're about to find out what's in the box.
That's what
a lot of
Detective Michael Darts and Detective Mark Anderson. 9/11 Mark Anderson.
Detective Mark Anderson's partner died at 9/11, so there's already a 9/11 plot point.
And his ex-wife left him
play.
because
she didn't set her alarm.
Because she didn't set her alarm to wake him up so that he could go and also
die at 9/11.
Yeah.
Like we're not making this up. This is like
the look of confusion.
wait a minute. She left him because she didn't wake him up in time to die?
By the way,
he has survivor's guilt.
This is like maybe a one paragraph part of the book. So it's not even a part of it.
His wife
backstory,
left him
exposition
because she didn't wake him up to die?
Yes.
Well, she didn't know he was going to die until later.
But he has survivor's guilt because his partner died.
Oh, so he left her? Or she left him because she couldn't handle the
I think it
survivor's
was kind
guilt?
of. I don't know if they said it.
It didn't get into the minutia.
Yeah, we didn't see the.
We didn't get the transcripts from their marriage counseling.
I don't know exactly what is martial arts murders canon or not at this point.
Okay.
But
9/11.
So they're trying. So the Detective Michael Darts and 9/11 boy.
Detective Darts.
Yes.
Question. Sorry, I raised my hand.
Yeah.
So this is in New York?
No, this is in
This
Los
is in
Angeles.
LA. 9/11 boy got transferred.
9/11 boy transferred.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now they're going around to different karate dojos. Mark and Mike are seeing if any karate senseis are secretly the martial arts murderer. And
as we learned 2 episodes ago, there was one who is he's a suspect.
Yeah.
Suspect.
Okay. Okay.
Sensei Styles.
Is he a suspect or a person of interest?
He's a person of interest at this point. They haven't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Your
they
true
haven't
crime
taken
knowledge is really going to come into play.
I know, exactly.
Oh God, that's right. We're going to get a whole different angle.
Suddenly, this is a serial killer podcast.
Right, there we go.
But so
at the dojo,
he got in a karate duel with the suspects, the fucking sensei of interest.
Sensei.
I'm sorry. Wait, one of the detectives got into a karate duel.
Yes, because he started karate.
He got lippy.
Yeah,
the sensei did.
The sensei got lippy, but he's still patriotic.
But there's a hot student there,
Stacy.
Her name's Stacy.
Okay.
And
student with an EY.
EY. Thank you.
And
Important.
so Detective Michael Darts called her when he was channel surfing and was bored watching TV, and set up a date with this girl who was part of an active investigation into,
but was checking him out hardcore at the dojo.
Yeah,
and gave him her number.
Yeah,
I fuckery at the dojo. Okay.
So I think
this is sultry.
Yes. So chapter 7 is titled "The Date."
Oh, so they're going on the date
This
now.
is the date. They had made plans, and so we'll find out what happens next. Here we go. Chapter 7, The Date. The rest of the week ended up being the same old, same old. Mike and Mark visited more karate schools, but nothing panned out. No new leads. Mike decided not to go back and press Sensei Styles for more information just yet. He decided to let the man sweat for a while. Plus, he didn't want to run into Stacy before Saturday night. He didn't want her to get the impression that he was dropping by to see her and using the investigation into Sensei Styles as an excuse.
Classic martial arts negging.
Yep. More importantly, he didn't want her to mention their date Saturday night and have to listen to Mark scold him for some more. Scold him some more.
Scald him.
Scald him? Yeah.
You're ruining an active investigation. Splash.
That's hot.
I'm as wet on the outside as I am on the inside. That's a line at the end.
It's a line in the last chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing callbacks. Okay.
Yeah. Overall, though, Mike was beginning to become more and more concerned about the case. They had absolutely no leads other than Sensei Styles, and that was just supposition at best. Okay. Mike knew that the case was getting as bogged down as LA traffic at rush hour.
Oh.
That's bogged down.
Which is weird because
I love the geographical reference.
There's no like bogs.
Yeah.
It'd be like if they had a basketball team called the LA Bogs.
The LA Bogs. Mike had the impression that this was going to be a fancy restaurant, so he wore a dress shirt with short sleeves, and see, we're already on to the date.
Wait.
I'm not done. He wore a dress shirt with short sleeves and a tie with slacks and a belt.
A fancy restaurant. You got to go full sleeves, dog.
And then he cut the sleeves off.
It's LA fancy.
My ex-boyfriend.
It's LA fancy. When he pulled into Stacy's driveway in his red sedan, his jaw almost dropped. The driveway was a half circle with several well-groomed shrubs scattered about the large, well-kept lawn.
Speaking of well-groomed shrubs, Stacy appears.
The house itself was white, it's racist, 2 stories and Victorian in design, a very large house for a single woman. Oh, we also learned in the last chapter that Stacy was independently wealthy.
Yeah, and the murderer is killing independently wealthy
all of the
people.
victims have been independently wealthy with no next of kin.
So this might be sort of a...
She's the next target. She's the next Vic.
Yeah,
maybe.
Sensei Bernie Sanders is
he's
coming.
keeping her protected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike parked the car near Stacy's luxury sedan. When Mike rang the doorbell, he almost expected a butler to answer. None did, though. It was Stacy. She looked very stunning. She had on a classic little black dress with very low neckline, showing her ample cleavage. The bottom of the dress was well above the knees, showing plenty of leg. She had, and that's also end of a sentence, but they put a comma.
Sometimes there are a lot of grammatical errors.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was.
That's the thing that, like, if Ed sounds like he's screwing up, it's
because
usually not. It's usually, but not always.
No,
not
Ed
his
can
fault.
read good.
I've done read good. It's showing plenty of leg. She had on black 3-inch high heels that brought her up to about his shoulder level. Nice. How tall was he? He was like 5'9", right?
You can tell this was written by a man because
Dude, it just
3-inch high heels.
Yeah.
Can we? Y'all know what 3 inches is?
Oh, I'm intimately acquainted.
Yes, I know. That is fucking ludicrous.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Around her neck, she had a silver necklace that could not have been inexpensive, and matching. Expensive necklace.
Yeah,
This guy
fancy.
trying to Hemingway it,
Only the best. For
and
his ladies.
and matching silver dangling earrings. Yeah, definitely a dude. Her hair was pulled up on top in a trendy design with about 3 inches of hair locks hanging down in front of her ears.
So it sounds like
This is going to be the longest episode ever. I love it.
like a rabbi.
Yeah.
Like
She had the cradle. Yeah.
where are we going?
Her long nails were polished red, and she also wore a thick layer of red lipstick. She also had a small black purse. Wow, Mike said without an exclamation point.
Nice purse.
Look.
Also, that's called a clutch, dog.
Yeah, well, maybe
Written
not
by a
in,
man.
Maybe
Oh,
not in
this
2007.
This is written by a man who's never seen a hot woman.
Yeah.
I mean, I came from basically the same town as him, so it's fair.
Yeah.
It may not be a guy thing. It may be a
Wisconsin?
Minnesota border thing.
Okay.
You know,
Wow, Mike said. Look at you. Stacy smiled and said, "You don't look too bad yourself."
nice shirt.
Best.
nice short sleeve dress shirt.
I like
a
to see your elbows.
Is that in the book?
No.
I like to wear short sleeve dress shirts in case there's any concrete blocks to fucking crack open.
Mike opened his passenger door for her. She got in. He shut it and got in on the driver's side. Best descriptions ever. Yeah. Okay, so where are we going? Stacy replied, "I thought the Kensington would be good." Mike almost laughed and said, "Stacy, you do realize that I'm an LAPD detective. I would love to take you to a restaurant 10 times better than the Kensington, but I don't know if I can afford it." Stacy leaned over and gave him a peck on the cheek. That was good. It didn't leave any lipstick there, which surprised Mike because she had a lot of red lipstick on.
Written by a man who's never seen a woman.
Hold on, he explained it.
Clown lipstick.
It must have been color hold.
Oh my God.
She also had a lot of black eye makeup on to accent her eyes. I tell you what, look at the menu and tell me what you think. If it's too spendy, we can make it Dutch treat and still call it a date. How does that sound? Mike said, "Can't argue with that." Oh, man. Dude,
This episode's gonna be like Christopher Nolan length.
Yeah, well.
And it's gonna be like half Chris just giggling.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It is. It's a lot.
And we are one page in.
Yeah, we're like a page and a half in. Yeah. Mike pulled Stacy's chair out for her and then sat across from her. She said,
So wait, we didn't go over the drive or anything.
Look,
So
we don't
in my
need to- come
mind,
on.
Yeah.
in my mind, that happened, and he was like, "Yeah, that sounds good. I'm a cheap fucking asshole." And then they drove in complete silence.
I'm thinking complete silence, but also he's playing like Winger.
Yeah.
at full blast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's-
Oh, docking. Maybe some docking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like good music? Wow.
Yacht rock.
Mike pulled Stacy's chair out for her and then sat across from her. I love that he explains that open.
I opened the door.
'Cause he's a gentleman.
I pulled out the chair.
Oh, is that what he's explaining?
Yeah,
I get it. Okay,
He's a gentleman ninja.
Oh yeah, well, she said, "Wow, first he opens my car door for me and then pulls my chair out. A real gentleman."
That guy fucks.
Yeah, he does.
Fucks hard.
I know you're more than capable, Mike said. I'm just treating you like a lady. Stacy smiled and Stacy smiled and said, "Well, don't stop. I like it." The Kensington was indeed a very nice restaurant on the same grounds as another country club. Their table was near the clubhouse. If Mike turned around, he could see it through their window behind him. To Mike's right was a large window overlooking the 18th fairway. The only electric light was in the foyer, the bathrooms, and the kitchen. Okay.
That means it's a candlelit dinner.
No, yeah. Everything else was candles, which just barely broke the darkness out of their secluded table. Man, that's
Broke the darkness.
yeah, just barely broke the darkness.
He likes breaking things.
You know what though? That was my favorite emo band in the early 2000s.
Broke the Darkness.
Broke the darkness.
Yeah.
God.
That's a good one. Mike had to keep from drooling as the light flickered over Stacy's face. All that red lipstick, dark eye makeup, and her blonde hair pulled up like that made his knees a little weak. Good thing.
Check your patella.
Good thing he's sitting down. She then took her hands and brushed the 3-inch locks of hair in front of her ears behind them, and Mike had to swallow hard to keep his composure. Mike ordered 2 glasses of white wine, which were more expensive than he even imagined. He almost shuddered to think what dinner was going to run. "So how is the case coming?" she asked, without a question mark. "So how is the case coming?" That's how I should just read it like that from now on. Mike grinned and said, "All right, Stacy, that is the one rule I can't break. I absolutely positively cannot discuss the case with you under any circumstances.
Except
I'm in enough
2 bottles of wine.
Yeah, I'm in enough hot water as it is just by going out with you." Stacy sipped her wine and said, while pulling the glass from her lips, "I like hot water."
Do you like a spa? Because that's going to come into play later.
Oh, he said, "I'm in enough hot water." I thought that was just out of nowhere.
I like hot water.
I like hot water.
I like my water more than room temperature.
She left no lipstick on the wine glass, so it had to be color hold.
Again?
Oh, dude. Trust us.
It's like the ninja of lipstick.
Yeah.
It leaves no trace.
Leaves no trace. "I like hot water too," Mike began, "but I can't discuss anything regarding the case, okay?" Oh, also, there were missing quotations in that one. It's like there wasn't an editor, you know?
No, it was his mom.
His mom edited the
Stacy's mom?
No.
Has
remember?
got it going on.
Remember?
Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
don't know. You know, it all bleeds together at this point.
Yeah, that's
Not like unlike her lipstick.
does not bleed together.
Doesn't bleed together.
Color hold.
Stacy smiled and said, "Lighten up, okay?" Mike said, "However, I do want you to tell me about Sensei Styles. What's his problem? For a man who is as high of a rank as he is, he sure has one hell of a temper." Stacy laughed. "He is quite an asshole, but he makes me a better martial artist, and he's a solid instructor. When I first joined his dojo, he made me feel like my gender and my looks didn't matter. He saw through me to my abilities, and I liked that. He even told me the fact that I'm a woman has no bearing on how far my skills could progress. He has won several sparring and weapon form titles, though. Combine that with the Navy SEAL background, and I think it all went to his head." Thanks. That was a lot. Mike sipped his wine and asked, "What degree are you anyway? That bow staff form you were doing was very impressive." "Thanks," came her sweet voice. "I'm a 4th degree black belt." Mike said in astonishment, "That's what I am." "I was going to ask you what degree you were too," she laughed. "Haha. I can't believe you actually kicked Sensei Styles' ass. I have a hard time scoring points off him when we spar, but you just hammered him." Yeah. I'll show you hammering. Mike said, "Well, I studied under Stephen H. Keyes for a couple of years." Stacy broke in, "No way! I studied under him for a year myself."
Stephen H. Keyes gets around.
He does, man. Stephen H. Keyes.
I
Sensei.
had no
The
idea
H stands for karate ho.
until this last few moments of my life. I had no idea they used bows in karate.
Yeah, stick. Like, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of them's got one.
A bow? Like an archery?
Oh,
A bow staff is just a big stick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
just a
thought
big-
it
like
was like
Donatello, like the long stick.
Yeah,
the whack-em.
Yeah, yeah.
Whack-em stick.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it was like an archery bow.
Oh,
That y'all were
I mean,
referencing.
sometimes I think they use bow and
think
arrows.
ninjas do.
Yeah, but it's not like a
Not these ninjas.
yeah.
No, okay.
No. Well, not yet, at least. Mike laughed. Wow, this is getting more and more interesting by the minute. Maybe this was a good idea after all. After a pause, he continued, I thought Master Keys really polished my techniques and my weapons handling. Giggity.
Yeah.
What did you study with him? All weapons, she said. I didn't feel that my karate techniques needed any polishing. I swear, when it comes to weapons, I think he wanted to make me a ninja. Are you training for your 5th degree right now? Dude. Mike shook his head. I just work out in the gym at the precinct. I'm kind of taking a break right now. This case is real time consuming. She replied, yeah, I'm kind of taking a break right now, too. He met her in the dojo.
Yeah.
Wasn't taking a break.
No, she was going hard on that bow staff.
Yeah, she was. Giggity. Yeah, I'm kind of taking a break right now, too. I have about 2 years left before I'm even ready to test anyways. In the meantime, I'm just staying in shape and working with Sensei Styles.
Yeah, I go to the throwing star range every so often.
Oh gosh,
about
you
it.
know.
Oh, gosh.
You got to keep sharp on those things, and you got to keep them sharp.
I throw them real hard. Mike was surprised that the dinners on the menu were so reasonably priced in comparison to the wine. Okay.
Jesus.
It only
Super
cost me
cheapskate.
3 bribes to pay for this dinner.
When he saw the wine prices, he thought the dinners were going to be out of his price range, but he told Stacy that he thought the check wouldn't be a problem. What a guy. She reminded him to speak up, though, and not be embarrassed about it if he was short. He's 5'9".
Yeah.
Over dinner, Mike told Stacy about his martial arts background. He basically retold the story he gave to Mark. Stacy had another glass of wine, and as dinner was winding down, she told him her story about how she got into the martial arts. I thought they were going to have sex. I'm reading all this shit.
He told her more about his sensei, Stephen A. Smith.
Keys.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, the guy from ESPN.
Do the karate now! The Knicks can't fight them! Sweep Max Kellerman's leg!
Oh, fuck. Okay, shit, where am I? Yeah, okay, that's where I am. I started when I was about 9, she began. My dad got me involved in the martial arts because he wanted me to be well-rounded. Okay, he wanted me to be a strong, independent woman instead of all proper and prissy because of our wealth. I got my black belt when I was 13. I got my 4th degree when I was 23 and studied with Master Keys when I was a 3rd degree black belt at 19. Okay, you timelined it weird. Mike asked, you must be 25 then? Stacy finished her 2nd glass of wine, shook her head. One of the hair locks fell in front of her ear. She brushed it back with the red nails of her right hand and said, 26th. Mike said, I'm 32, so I hope our age difference isn't a problem.
Yeah, I was in kindergarten when you were born. That's a big age difference.
Stacy shook her head and ordered another glass of wine. Mike was just finishing up his 2nd and wasn't going to have any more. Nice. Responsible.
He drove.
Nothing says darts like only 2 glasses of wine. Yeah. She was on her 3rd glass, and he hoped she wasn't going to get drunk on him. Mike changed the subject. So, were you going to tell me how you were going to tell me how a 26-year-old can afford a house on Vine Lane and a luxury sedan?
Yeah, because we got rid of the estate tax, bitch.
Hey, yeah, how can you afford that Toyota Camry out there?
It's a luxury sedan. Stacy giggled. Oh, that's right. Mike, I'm not a prim and proper snob, and I'm definitely not the rich chic type. I know you probably don't believe that with the way I dressed tonight, but believe me.
Yeah, Chic's dressed like fucking color hold lipstick all the time.
The old color hold. Nothing says chic like color hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely don't like talking about all of my money. You saw me working out at the dojo, and I was really forward about giving you my number, so I hope you can see that I'm more of a strong and driven woman than I am a classy, rich chic. Chick?
Oh, I
It's
thought you
probably
said
chick.
I thought you said chic like
Well,
like
it's
Saudi Arabia.
it's CHIC.
Yeah.
It's chic.
Yeah.
But she meant
But it's also chick. Yeah, because at the end, she's like, I'm more of a strong and driven
It's
woman
chic.
than I am
No,
a
you
classy,
said
rich
it right.
chic.
But I thought you were saying like oil baron chic.
But she just called herself not a classy, rich chic.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think they used chick,
Yeah.
that spelling, to mean both things. So good job. Good job, Andy. Mike reassured her, I'm okay with that. Stacy began. My dad was a CFO for an internet company and also made a lot of money in the stock market. My mom owned several high-end fashion stores in Beverly Hills, and I lived at that house since I was born.
Wait, so her dad is like an internet guy, but this story takes place in what, 2007?
Yeah.
And yet she grew up rich.
Yeah.
So
Brett, the internet has been around for quite some time, buddy. It didn't just start when YouTube started.
Yeah, but still, the internet wasn't.
the timeline feels.
People
Yeah.
who got it. Listen,
The
I would
dot-com
say,
bubble
the
was like
90s.
2008.
He was a Netscape
No,
baron.
I would say like the 90s.
Yeah.
He was an AOL lord.
He had his own GeoCities website, and it made him billions of dollars.
But her mom is like a fashion mogul.
Yeah.
Isn't that
so?
what-
That's maybe that's where the money
Okay.
came from. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, he got rich later. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm
Okay.
going with this. Yeah.
My mom was bound and determined to send me to prep school and finishing school, the works. That's when my dad stepped in and he started me in karate to make me strong and independent. I'm glad he did because at the time my mom wanted to start me in ballet. Thank God my dad convinced her otherwise. He said the martial arts would give me the same strength and balance, so she backed down. Her voice started to quiver and crack, and then she said, I was 16 when the semi hit their car head on at 70 miles an hour.
Oh, boy. All right.
Just, good dinner conversation.
Oh, that's a good first date.
It is. It's not even over. A large tear rolled down her Blowing.
And just it rolled down her cheek and just bounced right the fuck off her color-hold lips.
I'm waiting again because a large tear rolled down her face, taking some eye makeup with it.
Oh, didn't have that color hold.
It wasn't color hold eye makeup. She dabbed it with her napkin, took a compact out of her purse, checked to see that her eye makeup was still fine. I added the and.
Her eye makeup.
One tear is wrecking that mascara. She's that rich. She can't even afford waterproof mascara.
She put all her money in lipstick.
Exactly. You can only have one.
Yeah, that's true.
She didn't want to be greedy. She didn't want to be chic. She didn't want to be a chic.
She dressed to kiss, not cry.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mike said softly, I'm sorry, I didn't know. He reached over and laid his fingertips over her red nails and was surprised when she turned her wrist and slid her hand into his so they were holding each other's palms.
Is it really that surprising? Like he's like, ah! I didn't realize those fingernails were a button for licentious behavior.
It's okay, she sniffed. Nice. The hard part is over. My dad's accountant and my dad's lawyer managed to keep me out of an orphanage until I turned 18 because I had no living relatives. No next of kin.
She's going to get fucking got.
That ninja
Yep.
is listening right
The
now. I guarantee
foreshadowing
it.
in this is so fucking ham-fisted.
It's so great. I just had to work with a social worker on a regular basis. That sobered Mike up in a hurry. He wasn't sure of it before, but now more than ever, he realized that she was definitely a possible target. See, we found out before he did. Like, we're better detectives. He wondered if she knew it. He also contemplated whether or not he should tell her. He wasn't sure. He wasn't sure if he would be making her safer or just scaring her out of her mind.
Oh, God.
She continued a lot more composed now. I turned into a real bitch at school, got into a few cat fights. My grades slipped, but that was okay because I had so much money waiting for me when I turned 18 that I never went to college.
Luckily, a semi ran into that school. Then I didn't have to go to school anymore. She just has a guardian semi.
Right after the accident, I started smoking, managed to quit that, thank God. After I quit smoking, you'll probably love this next part. I got busted for buying cocaine from an undercover cop.
Luckily,
Oh,
a
God.
semi ran into him.
Semi filled with cocaine.
Mike smiled, and she smiled back at him, and they both had a small laugh at that one.
Cocaine.
Oh, cocaine. She continued. Anyway, my dad's lawyer, my dad's accountant, and my former martial arts instructor convinced the judge to go easy on me since I didn't have any kind of a record. The judge sentenced me to community service and counseling. White girl.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
You know?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
So I did that, and I really have, instead of getting shot.
I really found myself.
Yeah. So I did that, and I really have my former martial arts instructor to thank for straightening me out.
He was grooming me.
The counseling helped, but my instructor almost kicked the shit out of me. He pounded me with plenty of courtesy. What? He pounded me with plenty of courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and indomitable spirit. Okay.
Wait, is that how you pound someone?
Dude.
With courtesy and... I've been doing it all wrong.
Yeah, you know? Self-control. Yeah, okay. He sat me down and talked a lot of sense into me, and he worked me so hard in class that by the time I got home, I didn't have any energy left to go out and get into trouble. I owe that man a lot, and I have the utmost respect for him.
She's too tired to do cocaine.
That's what the cocaine's for.
Yeah.
To make you not tired anymore.
I need to do some cocaine, so I have the energy to do some cocaine.
God.
Cocaine.
Mike said, Stacy, in all honesty, you turned out fine. Because I've known you for this long. After hearing that...
The fact that I break into a cold sweat whenever you touch me with your fingernails means you may have turned out a little better than fine. But
yeah.
Fine?
After hearing that, I'm impressed to be looking at such a strong, independent woman. Stacy smiled and said, thanks. I think the reason I'm still single is the fact that most guys hear that story, see me get emotional about my mom and dad, and hear about the trouble I got into, and are instantly turned off.
Start looking around for semis.
Also, kind of, yeah. You're trauma dumping and before you even get your meal on a first date. That's a huge fucking red flag.
Yeah, but he's a detective. He's grizzled.
Oh, God.
See, Mike said,
But,
look.
I understand why she's single. You can't do that shit.
Mike said, look, I'm an LAPD detective. I've seen a hell of a lot worse. A hell, in bold, of a lot worse. Hell.
Heck.
Like I said, I'm impressed. As far as I'm concerned, you haven't done anything wrong. You won't scare me away. Stacy leaned halfway across the table. Mike met her in the middle. They parted their lips and shared a long, firm, parted lip kiss.
No.
Oh, a parted lip kiss.
Oh, it is so good.
They just connect their mouths together. You know they bumped teeth.
Initiate docking maneuver.
Long,
bumping.
firm, parted lip kiss. Then they leaned back. Stacy looked around a little embarrassed, but their table was secluded enough where nobody noticed.
I'm just picturing they were both in a recliner. And they kissed, and then they just fucking pulled the lever.
They
and
bark
kicked
alarms
back.
on back?
Yeah. Clunk, clunk. All right, let's take a rest.
Where nobody noticed. She moaned, whoo. And
Woo!
and put the back of her left hand on her forehead, took the wine glass with her right hand and took a big drink.
Oh,
Mike could tell by her eyes that she was getting a little drunk and said, don't go getting drunk on me now. I almost wanted to read that like Cosby. She smiled and said, no, I didn't. No, I'm fine. I know my limits. I rarely drink just to get drunk. I'm getting a pretty good buzz right now.
I usually drink just to get ready for the cocaine.
Yeah, but I'm nowhere near drunk. And nowhere is 2 words. You are so cute, by the way. Yeah, okay. Mike saw a chance to lighten the mood. Oh, that's a relief. I thought maybe it was the badge. Stacy was sipping more wine at the time, and she had to pull the glass from her lips, close them tightly to swallow, and not laugh out loud at the same time.
So many moving parts.
She didn't want to do a spit take?
Yeah. She paused for a moment and then said, Mike, when we get back, can I give you a tour of my house? Then watch some TV and cuddle a bit?
Ooh, Netflix and chill.
Mike said, I'd love to. Stacy gave Mike a 20 out of the wallet from her purse to help him pay for dinner.
Oh, look at this.
And all the wine they
this
had.
pre-inflation
$20
karate date.
to help her pay for dinner.
Stacy went to the bathroom and to touch up her eye makeup because
And
it
do
did
cocaine.
smear a bit when she and to do cocaine because it did smear a bit when she told Mike about how her parents died. While she did, he struggled with wondering whether or not he should mention to her that she could be a target of the killer.
Wait, he struggled to wonder?
Yeah. He struggled with wondering.
Does that say like he just didn't think about anything?
He was trying. He was struggling at it though.
He's doing his best.
I wish I could think about something right now.
Is this Mike or Mark?
This is Michael Darts, Detective Darts.
Michael farts.
Yeah.
Yep. On the drive back to her house, Mike told a few jokes that made Stacy laugh, and he was glad he could lighten the mood.
What do you think the jokes were?
You know?
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
What do you call a lazy baby kangaroo?
What?
A pouch potato.
Oh man, she's gonna fuck him for sure.
Yeah.
What do you call an alligator in a vest?
What?
Investigator.
He's an investigator.
She's as wet on the outside.
Oh shit,
now.
that would be good.
Yeah.
For him to do. I'm gonna say he did that one.
Yeah, okay. I'll write it in.
Thank
I'll
you.
pencil it in. When they entered Stacy's house, Mike watched her input a security code into a panel on the wall just inside the door.
6969.
Yeah, 8008.
Yeah.
S.
Yeah,
5.
S. The security system was very high-tech. There were several small screens that showed views of every room in the house, as well as several different views of the grounds outside. There was also a larger screen above the panel with the smaller screens that showed them standing in just... There was also a larger screen above the panel with the smaller screens that showed them standing just in the door. You know, write it different. Write it different, Andy.
It's too late.
Gosh, dang it. After Stacy entered the code, a computerized voice spoke. All zones secure. No disturbances to report.
Semis, not here.
There was even a cordless telephone attached to the system that Mike assumed was a direct line to the security company. And the previous victims also had a very high-tech security that was that the murderer
Tampered?
foiled. Or whatever they do. Something.
I think the martial arts murderer is an ad man for Simply Safe.
Yep.
Keep your home safe. It was Simply Safe.
Stacy took
Or
Mike.
we'll fucking kill you.
Look at this. Stacy took Mike upstairs and showed him her bedroom first. The stairs were to the left of the huge foyer and went up in a half circle to a landing at the top. There was a room to the left, a hall down the right, and Stacy's bedroom right at the top. A few steps to the right of the stairs.
Oh my god. First of all, he doesn't know what a fucking spiral staircase is. Up in a half circle.
Yeah. The queen-size bed seemed big for the room. There was a dresser, so she doesn't have a big bedroom? Because
She got a big ass house,
bed?
but
Yeah.
like 5 feet wide is too wide.
I stay in the servants' quarters.
She's not one of those rich sheiks.
That's
ladies.
right.
Yeah.
Chick cheeks.
Queen side of the bed seemed big for the room. There was a dresser in the corner with a 32-inch television on top and a couple end tables with lamps on them. You know, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get us to like visualize what's
To get
going
a
on,
boner?
but it's making it worse. You know,
I don't know about you.
Like, I don't want to be in there.
Your heart is a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Stacy said, "Yours hard on the inside."
Yeah, my arteries are fucked right now.
Stacy said, "After my parents died, I didn't." Dude, like that's going to be our joke from forever on. Now is I'm as wet on the inside.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. That's a callback. Stacy said, "After my parents
It's actually
died,
a call forward.
that's
Because
true.
it's at the end of the book.
All right, Marty."
Yeah.
Stacy said, "After my parents died, I didn't move into the master bedroom. I know the room seems small for this bed." Oh, there it explains it. "But I could never bring myself to move into their room. Besides, this has always been my room. Their bedroom is empty. I just use the closet space."
How many Tiger Beat posters are on her fucking bedroom?
Bunch of Corys.
Yeah,
Bunch of Corys.
so many Corys.
Bunch of Corys.
Corey Matthews
All
Yeah,
the Corys.
Yeah.
from Boy Meets World.
Possibly.
Also, yeah, anyone named Corey
Yeah.
has a poster
Yeah.
on.
Do you mean Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
And Haim.
Corey Haim, lead singer Slipknot.
Yep.
He's definitely. I'm into Corey Feldman. I'm also into new metal and anything with a DJ.
Because I'm just not chic.
And just power chords.
Yeah.
I'm not your usual snob girl.
I'm not like other girls.
I get in the pit and I swing my bow staff around.
I'm not like other girls. I was written by a man who's never seen boobs in real life.
She took Mike down the hall and showed him the bathroom on the left, in case he had to poop.
Yeah.
Another empty room on the left and the master bedroom at the end of the hall. It was indeed empty, and Stacy opened the closet to show him all the space she used. Like, I don't believe you. Show me the closet.
Okay.
Show me. Show me you use their closet.
Here's what I want. Here's what I want to happen because we know fucking's happening.
Yeah.
But I also want her to like be like showing him around and show him like one of the guest rooms and be like, "You'll be sleeping here." like she's a fucking separate bed 50s lady.
I want her to put a fucking sleeping bag on the floor.
Yeah.
I feel like this is where you can be.
By the semicircle staircase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, or maybe like at the foot of her bed like a dog.
And,
Like a dog.
but
I like
they
that,
they
like
lay
a
out the
dog.
towels and then they put the sleeping bag on top of the towels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's towels.
Yeah.
It's got to be towels.
They fuck on towels.
They
later.
fuck on towels later. She took him back down the hall and into the room just to the left of the landing at the top of the stairs, and Mike's jaw about dropped. It was a huge library with several oak bookshelves filled with several classics, all leather-bound, dictionaries, encyclopedias, and statues. Those aren't statues.
Oh my god, classic! You have Tom Clancy?
John Grisham.
Look, there's a whole Seuss wing.
You have all the Hardy Boys. Amelia Bedelia.
I read Hardy Boys to research this.
Near the window was a top-of-the-line computer system with a huge flat panel monitor, wireless keyboard and mouse, and to the other side of the window was a huge software library. Back in the day when you needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stacy laughed and said, "Did I also mention I am a technology junkie?" Without a question mark.
I am a technology junkie.
Yeah. Did I also mention I am a technology junkie? Nope, Mike said. I didn't figure you for one either. She took him downstairs and I thought it said shoved. She took him downstairs and showed him a small indoor
Shoved him down the spiral stairway with
the semicircle stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. She took him downstairs and showed him a small indoor pool and spa off to the right of the foyer and the small locker room at the far end of the pool. Now I know where the spa is. Okay.
Yep.
She, by the way, it's a spa. When you see someone says a spa, what do you think, Kris?
In this context, in the context I was just given,
Yeah. Indoor pool and a spa off to the
tub.
right. Yeah, it's right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We kind of surmise that much.
if I say I'm going to the spa, I'm not going to a hot tub. I'm going to a place to get pampered. But if I have an indoor pool and a spa, that's a hot tub.
Yeah.
Really?
That's a cesspool.
It's just a
of
hot
See,
tub.
you
People
can't just say like, Chris peed in a dude's mouth in the spa. Like it's
Yeah, you
it's
have
a
to say
different-
it's
Right.
in the hot
it's
tub.
in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And in a dude's mouth, it was your mouth.
Yeah.
I fucked
Yeah.
the jets in the spa.
Yeah.
No, it's in the hot tub. You know? Okay.
The hypothetical me.
The small locker room at the far end of the pool. She showed him the downstairs bathroom. Dude, what did they eat? And then took him to
Wine.
another room, and Mike's jaw just about dropped again. He might have TMJ or something. He's got to get that looked at.
He's just like perpetually that scene from The Mask.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Jim Carrey first sees Cameron Diaz, but that's his whole fucking life is just like cartoon eyeballs.
Auga!
Auga!
Ooga! He was in a small training room with a heavy bag to the right, sparring gear to the left on a wooden shelf, a huge practice area in the middle, and several weapons attached to the wall on the left, including swords, bow staffs, nunchakus, and sais.
He's on a date with a woman who is a 4th degree black belt,
Yes.
and he is surprised she has this home gym set up.
Auga.
A rich?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a dumb fucking slut.
No.
Who, him or her?
Yes.
Yes.
Now this is what I'm talking about, Mike exclaimed without an exclamation point.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
Now this is what I'm talking about. He walked up to the bow staffs, pointed to one, and said, "This is the one you were using the other day."
She brought her bow staff to the karate studio.
BYOB.
Dude, it's a good thing she's got a luxury sedan.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it
that's
wouldn't
true.
fit, you know?
Yeah, they don't have those big Ziplocs.
Yeah, she's not.
They can,
yeah, the big giant evidence Ziploc bag.
the bow staff Ziploc bag. There was a bow staff Ziploc
Yeah,
bag.
there was a bow staff Ziploc bag for evidence. Yep, she replied, "It's my favorite.
Here.
It's balanced perfectly to my height."
I call it Lucille.
Very impressive, Mike replied. I couldn't tell by looking at this house that you're rich. What?
What?
Except for the 17 rooms and a fucking library?
And the fact that you said that.
Oh, he's being sarcastic. I couldn't tell by looking at this house that you're rich. They both laughed. Wait till you see the entertainment room, Stacy said.
Oh God, he's gonna describe an entertainment room next.
Yeah.
Here we go.
She led him to the third to the last room of the house.
I hope there's a popcorn
Dude,
machine.
third to last room. That means there's two more rooms we gotta go through?
He's gonna describe them all.
Son of a
Get-
bitch!
This person should not be a fucking realtor. Because can you imagine walking through a house with this guy and he's like, yeah, here's this fucking...
And his jaw keeps dropping.
Here's all the bathrooms.
It's an open house of pain.
She led him to the third of the last room of the house. It was full of more oak furniture and statues, a few recliners, love seats, and a sofa right in the middle facing a 60-inch plasma TV hanging on the wall.
So many TVs.
Well, hold on. A 60-inch plasma
Yeah.
hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
How many fucking studs are behind that thing?
Oh, there's just one
It's
stud
just
in
one
his house,
stud, yeah, it's
and his
just-
name is Michael Darts.
God damn it. We almost could have said that in unison. I love that. Around it, there were several slots carved in the wall containing a cable box, receiver, DVD, VCR combo. This is dating when this was written.
Yeah.
You know, containing a cable box, receiver, DVD, VCR combo with a DVD recorder. Wow. And a preamp. Whoa. To each side of the TV were two tower speakers and one subwoofer. Above the TV, a center channel speaker was mounted to the wall, and in each of the front corners, a left and right front speaker was mounted to the walls. Bro.
There you go.
Yeah. In the back corners, left and right rear speakers were mounted to the walls, and a rear center channel was mounted to the wall. Holy shit, Mike exclaimed, without an exclamation point.
Can we watch Die Hard?
Did you TiVo Die Hard?
Did you tape it?
Yeah.
It would be taping it. Holy shit, Mike exclaimed. She replied, I can tell you're impressed. I'm glad you like it. She led him over to the sofa in the middle of the room and said, now watch this. And whipped her dick out. Hi. She raised her voice and said, TV. And the TV turned on. Ooh. With a raised voice again, she said, cable. And the cable box turned on. Lights. And the lights went out. Stacy grabbed Mike's hand and pulled him down so they were sitting close on the sofa. The sofa was at least 20 feet away from the TV, which was just right for the TV's size. Great. Necessary.
Yeah, you don't want eye strain when you're trying to fuck someone with color-hold lipstick.
She's in a bedroom where a queen-size bed looks remarkably large, but she has a room in her house that is 20 feet long to the middle. So that room is 40 feet long.
Yeah.
Because that sofa's in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
What a fucking dunce.
All right, I'm glad you're here for the details.
I like to do math.
No, I like it.
Yeah, it gets a little,
It's not my strong suit. Decorating and interiors is...
Yeah,
I play The Sims.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm sure they're about to play The Sims 2 on a 60-inch TV.
With her free hand, she reached forward on the table in front of the sofa and grabbed a 12 by 12-inch remote control.
Foot by foot?
Wow. I could use this, but voice is much easier unless I'm using the surround sound. Mike said, I have 5.1 channel DTS in my apartment, but nothing close to this. I see the rear center speaker, so you must have 6.1 channel DTS? Oh my gosh. Jesus.
Did this guy...
Dude, nothing makes me wetter than that.
Did this guy work at a fucking Radio Shack?
Sears.
He worked at a Sears?
Yes.
No shit. Okay, good.
Sears.
Stacy looked at him and said, maybe we will watch a movie on it sometime. Mike smiled and said, deal. Oh, so she just came down there to brag?
Yeah.
You know, right what you know.
She pushed a button on the huge remote that brought up a TV guide and said, what do you want to watch? Anything in particular? I don't know, Mike
I just
said.
picture you get, like, brought up just a physical TV guide, like, out of the table.
I do. Like,
I'm a little surprised he didn't want to watch Cops.
well, he said to just keep scrolling down until we find something. So he might.
Are we scrolling? Are we in my brain hurts now.
Do you remember? Okay, do you remember when you had cable TV?
Yeah, like when I was like 19.
Yeah, listen. Do you remember there was a channel where you could look at all the things that were going to be?
No,
playing?
I knew that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
That's
like
that's where we're at.
we're in a book about karate murders.
Oh yeah.
And,
okay.
and they're supposed to be fucking.
You're getting existential.
And we're in a point of the book where we're describing in great detail
what
their desire to watch TV.
Their desire to pick something to watch.
Oh, dude, I just flipped forward just a couple of pages, and I'm so excited now. I see bold.
You made the face of
bold.
the copper tone baby
So excited.
getting its ass shown. That's the face you made. That little ooh.
Fuck me in 5.1.
6.1, thank you.
6.1.
You fucking idiot. You've never worked at a Sears.
Mike unwillingly agreed on a romantic comedy, and they snuggled up on the sofa and started watching it.
Wait, what year is this? 2007?
Yeah.
I bet it was the fucking Notebook.
Yeah, probably was.
Probably,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. About midway through, Stacy sighed and said, your cologne is driving me nuts.
Is it color hold?
It's Axe body spray.
Mike held her tighter and said, I've been thinking the same thing all night about your perfume.
It's Victoria's Secret.
Bro, we're getting
Angel.
into it now. Finally.
Sometimes you just gotta foreplay your
I gotta
way
take a
through
sip on
like
this one.
Yeah, me too.
through like looking at every room in a person's house and then just investigating every last cable of their 5 billion entertainment centers. And sometimes that just gets you horny enough to
I think
finally let your nose start doing its
I know
thing.
you're not like, not to out you as like a fucking Weenie Hut Jr., but I know you're not like well versed in hookup culture.
Yeah, absolutely not.
But it does get awkward like that. You go back to somebody's house and you're like, so you have to go through the song and dance of
true.
like, oh, are we gonna watch TV? Let's pretend we're gonna put something on. Oh, I haven't seen blah blah blah. Have you seen this new thing on Netflix? Let's just put on Arrested Development.
But did they like show you every aspect of their entertainment center?
Give you a full tour.
Okay.
You know?
I'm sure it's happened to you, Chris. I'm pretty sure Ed has never been shown off an entertainment center, but I'm pretty sure you've been entertainment center splained.
110 fucking %
Yeah.
that has happened to me.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
But the kind of guys who want to show me their entertainment center and shit like that don't have an entertainment center like this. I don't fuck rich dudes.
Baby, I got a 5.1 in my pants.
It's getting heated, guys. We're going into it. Mike gently pushed her down on the sofa on her back, laid on top of her, and this time when their lips met, so did their tongues.
Oh,
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Fucking second base.
Hi, I'm Dart's tongue.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way that was written, I just imagine that they're planking.
Yeah.
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 Of course.
Yep. Just the only thing it's touching is the mouths. That's it.
Like he's floating in the air.
No. I imagine
They're
that
obviously
they're touching.
well trained and strong.
I imagine that they're touching. I just imagine she's laying completely straight and he's laying completely straight on her.
Ooh, when the kiss finally broke, Mike started kissing her neck. She leaned her head back and let out a loud sigh and managed to reach behind her to remove the necklace and toss it onto the coffee table.
She let out
Gotta get that
a
out of the
ninja
way.
weapon. She let out a sigh.
A sigh.
Yeah.
Mike began to suck on the area of her neck where the necklace was, and Stacy sighed even louder. Good
I
thing,
love the taste of metal.
good thing that got that out of the way. Good Lord. Stacy sat up and pushed Mike up so his back was against the back of the sofa, and she straddled him, causing the bottom of her dress to ride up even higher on her legs. She untied Mike's tie, wrapped the ends around her hands, and used
Tore off his short sleeve.
Took out his pocket protector, threw it on the ground. We don't need any protection, baby.
She untied Mike's tie, wrapped the ends around her hands, and used it
Get fucking karate nerd.
to pull his mouth to hers. Mike eagerly slid his tongue between her red lips and put his hands up the bottom of her dress to find a half thong underneath.
What
Which
the
half?
fuck is a half thong?
Just the back?
No, it's just this. It's just like a. It's
just a waistband?
It's like a rope belt.
It's like a jock strap. A half thong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He grabbed There's a jock strap.
She wears it.
She's wearing a fucking cup. She's wearing a cup.
He grabbed both of her buttocks and she
Is it written like that? Are you fucking with me?
buttocks.
Show me the
it's
word
buttocks.
buttocks.
It's buttocks. Right there. Buttocks.
Oh, fuck. It's spelled right and everything.
He grabbed her buttocks flesh.
He grabbed both of her buttocks and she broke the kiss and gave a loud moan. We'll get to that. Stacy threw the tie behind her and moaned, "TV off."
I need to do it in the dark.
Yeah.
I don't need Bob's Burgers playing in the background for this.
I don't need him seeing my silver bronze stain of my old shitty necklace.
It didn't work, probably because she was moaning. I can't see because I'm laughing. She managed to gather herself enough to say "TV off" again in her normal voice, and this time it turned off.
TV off.
Stacy started to unbutton Mike's short sleeve dress shirt, and then I added the short sleeve dress, and then slid her hand up his chest and behind his neck to pull his mouth to her mouth again. When the kiss broke, Stacy took off her earrings, and Mike started sucking on her earlobes and stuck his tongue in her ear.
No.
He's like a truffle pig, but for like silver.
Yeah. No, thank you.
He's like a reverse werewolf.
That's what it is. Oh shit! Where am? Yeah. Stacy moaned, "Cable off, cable off."
The TV's off. Why do you care about the cable? You're rich. Pay that bill, bitch.
And again, it didn't turn off, so she had to compose herself enough to repeat it in her normal voice. And this time, it turned off.
Okay, like he's a weird guy, but she's a weird guy. She's a weird lady.
Yeah.
Too. Like this is absurd.
Mike, they're perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Mike slid his right hand up the front of her dress in the middle of a kiss and grabbed her left breast through the dress.
Honka honka.
Auga. Stacy threw her head back and cried out loudly.
Cable off! Subwoofer off!
Couch recline.
Left speaker 1 off! Left speaker 2 off! Right speaker 1 off! Right speaker 2 off!
Jesus.
Left speaker 3 off!
had him do them twice every time because she was moaning the first time. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm crying.
I think you'll notice she didn't turn off the DVD recorder.
No, she didn't. I don't know.
He might be getting revenge porn.
I'm not sure if she turned it on ever, though. So,
It could have been running when they went in.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Stacy stood up and pulled Mike to his feet, and she led him through the foyer where he stumbled a few times, taking his shoes and socks off as they walked.
Hold on. This guy doesn't keep his socks on when he fucks?
Well,
He seems like the kind of guy
nice
who
hardwood
would.
floor.
Yeah, he does.
Nice, feel nice and cool on the feet.
I feel like as a martial artist, he should already have his shoes off when he enters the room to show respect. I
point.
really wish that she had an American flag in the vestibule
So he had to
that they could bow to the.
Yeah. Oh,
On their way to fucking the bedroom, they bowed to the flag.
Stacy pulled Mike's shirt all the way off midway up the stairs. Mike pushed her against the wall while still on the stairs, causing her to giggle.
They were on a perfectly good fucking couch.
Yeah,
Literally a fucking couch.
It was a fuck couch, yeah.
Like, why did they have to, go to the bedroom?
He forced her red lips apart with his mouth. And their tongues entwined again. Mike slid his right hand up the front of her dress and slid his fingers between her legs. Oh. Her panties were very wet, and she cried out so loud it was almost a scream.
Damp.
Is it bold time? Is it bold time?
Not yet. We're getting there. I wanted to do a scream. He managed to pull her panties all the way down. It's half panties.
Yeah.
It's a half thong. Yeah, he managed to pull. Dude, he just was like looking through Victoria's Secret as he was like, oh, they have a half thong? Oh,
okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe we'll use that. That sounds sexy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. He managed to pull her panties all the way down. Stacy stepped out of them and kicked them over the railing with her high heel shoe.
Her shoes are still on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, she would be shorter than his shoulder level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd have to work
3
a little
inches
harder.
shorter.
Yeah, 3 whole inches shorter. Yeah. At the top of the stairs outside her bedroom door, she pushed him down and laid on top of him. I mean, you're right there, She kissed him all the way down his well-defined chest, undid his belt, and tossed it behind her. She kissed her way back up his firm chest and buried her tongue into his mouth again. Stacy straddled him again, put her hands in her hair. What? Put her hands in her hair. Weird. Pulled out 2 hairpins, causing her hair to fall down. She ran her hands through her hair with her head back, and Mike grabbed both of her breasts through the dress and squeezed, causing her to moan with her head back and her fingers brushing through her hair.
It's getting
Are you
a
uncomfortable?
mammogram. Yeah. That's not going to make her come.
You're going to feel a little bit of pressure.
No, you don't need to take the dress off. I like trying to work my way around it.
It's a silk.
Mike searched through her hair and slowly unzipped her dress. What?
Because she put her hair down. Her hair is in the way of the zipper of the dress.
Searched through her hair and slowly to find the zipper and slowly undripped. The one time that he should have said more things.
Yeah.
All right, good job. You're doing a great job. He sat up and licked the right shoulder strap. He sat up and licked the right shoulder strap into his mouth and slid it off her shoulder with his mouth. Stacy threw the other strap down and the dress fell. Mike sat up and sucked and licked her right breast. They were at least an upper D cup. And she threw her head back, sucking in a deep breath and moaned loudly. Oh! Mike!
Oh, Michael. Wow, that is capital in bold.
Told you.
Yeah.
Stacy stood up and kicked the dress aside and was surprised when Mike picked her up and carried her into her bedroom and laid her on the bed. What else was, She giggled with delight.
A queen size bed for a queen.
That's the giggling with delight. Mike reached into one of his pockets and pulled out 3 condoms.
3!
He had him there the whole time. She didn't
dude.
hear him crinkling around.
He had him in his pocket, and she's straddling him aggressively.
Yeah.
So there's a very good chance one of those gets busted.
Yeah, let's hope.
They're delicate and gentle.
I'd love some martial arts, maternity here. Is that one of the books down the road? The martial arts maternity ward.
Yeah, right to the uterus.
Mike reached into one of his, pulled in 3
Taekwondo versus Wade.
Nice. There, okay. Yeah. Pulled out 3 condoms and tossed them on one of the nightstands. He knelt on the floor next to the bed.
They were Durex.
He knelt on the floor next to the bed where she laid and began worshiping her with his mouth all the way up and down her body, even her legs and toes.
What a friend we have in Jesus.
As he did this, he slid his left hand between her legs and put 2 fingers inside her. It's clinical.
Yeah.
She constantly cried out and moaned at the top of her lungs as he moved his fingers up and down and explored her body with his tongue. Stacy cried out, "Ah! Oh, Mike! Oh, God! Yes! Oh, yes!
Oh, I hate being in this room.
He stood up and Stacy rolled on her side and unbuttoned and unzipped his pants. She pulled his black boxer shorts down and grabbed his scrotum with one hand and his throbbing erect penis in the other hand and squeezed gently and stroked with the other hand. Did she have 3 hands?
No, she's squeezing the
That
balls.
was too many hands.
Yeah. No, she turned into...
She's doing balls and wiener stuff.
Yeah, she's doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, she total recalled it.
Yeah. Mike stepped out of his pants boxers, grabbed one of the condoms, laid down in bed on top of her, and they French kissed as Mike unwrapped the condom he held over her head.
Let me undo the condom.
I'm holding it over her. I'm holding it over your head. I'm opening the door. It's warm in here. I'm doing that. Oh,
It's the old boner mistletoe.
You're literally getting heated up reading this.
dude, I am.
It's he says it's he advertises steamy sex, and it's actually steamy.
He's mostly from laughing, but yeah.
Yeah.
He tossed the wrapper on the floor.
Littering.
Yeah, went to his
Litter bug.
went to his knees, straddling her, and slid the condom on. Stacy gently bit her bottom lip with her top teeth.
And then she pulled out 3 condoms full of cocaine.
From where?
Everywhere.
Gently bit her bottom lip with her top teeth, then opened her mouth wide and screamed when Mike entered her. The thrusting and stroking was incredible. They kissed as long as they could, but Stacy kept breaking them to moan or scream. As Mike continued to thrust, his nipples rubbed up and down against Stacy's bouncing breasts.
Nipple to nipple action.
The box spring and mattress of the bed was squeaking loudly with every thrust. I mean,
She's so rich, she can't afford
Thank
a
you.
fucking purple
Thank
mattress.
Thank you. Stacy screamed, "Oh, Mike! Harder! Harder! Harder!"
Oh, God.
Mike thrust faster and harder, causing the headboard to bang against the wall with every thrust. This drowned out the yeah. There, I love that. This drowned out the squeaking sound from the mattress and box springs, so the only thing that could be heard was Stacy screaming and the banging of the headboard against the wall. Stacy screamed, "Oh, God, yes! Oh, Mike, yes! Fuck! Yeah! That's my favorite part. After several minutes, Stacy threw her head back, arched her back, her vagina spasmed and loosened several times. Huh? She gently dug her short nails into Mike's back. Her toes curled and legs jerked, and she screamed and fell silent to the bed. Wasn't she?
She's dead.
She was on the... Yeah,
He martial arts murdered her with his dick.
The deadliest weapon.
His
of all.
cumchuck.
It's Cumchucks.
Okay, sorry.
That was good.
It was good.
Cumchucks.
Yeah.
Mike's eyes rolled into the back of his head as his orgasm roared through him. His whole body tensed up. His toes dug into the bed. He outweighed Stacy by quite a bit, so he had to struggle to stay propped up on his elbows so he wouldn't collapse on top of her dead weight.
If it wasn't for her double D's, she would have been a third of his weight.
"Oh, God, Stacy!" he shouted. Like, she's,
Yeah.
give it a little more, man. Give back what you're
Oh
taking.
gosh, Stacy.
Oh, gosh.
Oh gosh.
Actually, that's what the scream should be.
Come on. If your cries of pleasure
Wait.
are unable to turn off your fucking TV, then you aren't fucking in the moment enough.
I want to go back to Stacy's last scream and do it. "Oh, God, yes! Oh, Mike, yes! Oh, fuck! Oh, yes! Yes! There, okay, all right, that's
That was
great.
good.
Yeah. When it was over, he kissed her again, and she was barely able to kiss back because she was covered with sweat and exhausted.
And she doesn't want to ruin her fucking color hold.
Right. Both of their bodies were
It's the only part of her body that's just not smeared with fluids right now.
both of their bodies were covered with sweat from the vigorous sex on a hot California summer night, even with the central air conditioning
I was gonna
on.
say this bitch doesn't have AC.
Even with it on, that's how steamy and hot they got. Moonlight shinned. That's a typo. Shinned.
Shinned.
Moonlight shinned on
Oh, yeah.
Stacy's body through the curtains, making her naked, sweaty body shine.
She's a
or
fucking Twilight vampire.
Mike pulled himself out of her. Pulled himself,
Yeah.
Yoink.
Heave ho!
All right, that's enough of that.
went to the bathroom, cleaned up, came back, and when he laid in bed next to her, she rolled over on top of him and rested her head on his bare chest.
This is why she showed him where all the bathrooms were.
That's a good call.
So he can wash his weenie off.
This is where you wash it. This is a weenie washer. She moaned, "Oh my God, that was incredible." Mike managed to sigh and, Mike just held her and she cooed and stroked his chest with her nails. Mike didn't remember falling asleep. End of the chapter. Holy
fuck. I'm as wet on the outside as I am on the inside right now.
Yeah.
It's just because you don't have air conditioning in here.
Yeah, definitely not central air. All right, well.
Hold on. Before we get into the next phase of this,
Yeah.
can I have one of those swords?
Yeah, do you want the sharp one? Or
No.
All right.
I just feel like I should be holding this when we do this book.
That's a good point.
That's fair.
There's swords in this room.
Yeah.
Well, I was not
There's some
offered
swords in this house. Nice.
Now I'm just imagining, like, at some point he's like holding up, like, he's like got the murderer and he's holding the sword and he's like, you know, like where you're pointing a gun at someone and then you cock it for like effect, like I'm gonna shoot you. Like he does it, but with the sword, like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my shotgun sword. Where's the drugs, Angus?
How dare you fuck my wife?
How many speakers are in the living room?
Where did your jewelry go? I want to suck it. Please take the sword away.
I need to lick silver or I'll die.
It kind of seems like he has pica, but you know,
Maybe.
whatever.
All right, well, that was
I'm still thinking like reverse werewolf.
some rigorous, vigorous sex.
Holy shit.
God.
Yeah. Okay, the next chapter. That was the end of chapter. Chapter 8.
Fuck, we still have one more chapter.
By the way, I know that it's supposed to say sparring match.
Yeah, it's
Does it say sparing?
yes.
It really does.
They're just seeing how many people they can not kill
Yeah.
this chapter.
The sparing match.
Is that the chapter title? Sparing match?
Chapter 8, sparing match.
Okay.
You know.
But I'm pretty sure they meant sparring.
I mean,
Right?
You know, the moonlight shinned off of her, and now
So
it's
wait,
time to
we don't
spare.
get a conclusion to the date, just that.
It was. They fell asleep.
Okay,
Or
but
he doesn't
like,
remember falling asleep.
okay, but listen. Here's what I want to know.
The next thing Mike knew that he was awake.
Oh, so we do get to. I'm
Chapter
like, I
8.
want to hear
Chapter 8,
the
sparing
awkward morning thing.
Yeah,
you know?
the next thing Mike knew was that he was awake. Stacy wasn't next.
And suddenly, I was awake.
Oh, there were more things. There was a comma there. Okay. The next thing Mike knew was that he was awake. Stacy wasn't next to him. It was daylight, and there was a loud banging noise that seemed to be coming from the floor. Somebody else was having some sex.
Oh my God, she's
Oh no, the entertainment center got jealous.
she's working out.
Just tell them that you're the gardener.
Look at you. You're probably right. Yeah. Good call. Mike got up, used the bathroom, found his boxers, and walked downstairs. The banging noise was coming from Stacy's workout room. Ooh. Look at you. She was kicking and punching the heavy bag. That makes me laugh. She just, I'm going to punch that heavy bag. That sounds like a euphemism.
I mean, she was working his fucking heavy bag earlier.
No, he had, that was a speed bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was wearing, it was only one page of sex. She was wearing a white...
We went through all of that for one page of sex?
Pretty much.
All of that exposition?
Yeah, it was like a page and a half.
Wow.
Well, there was a lot of rooms to describe.
Now you know what dating is like.
I'm glad I don't.
The banging noise was coming from Stacy's workout room. She was kicking and punching the heavy bag. She was wearing a white sport bra. Is it sport bra or sports bra?
Just one sport.
Yes.
One
Well,
sport.
but she plays
Karate.
netball.
It's my badminton bra.
And black spandex shorts, and had her hair pulled back in a long ponytail.
How much silver is she wearing?
Yeah, I know. As Mike entered the room, she saw him and stopped. She walked toward him and said, "Well, good morning, sleepyhead." They put their arms around each other and shared a long French kiss.
Does the kiss break? Because he always breaks kisses.
When it ended, Mike asked.
Oh, he didn't break it this time.
Yeah, when it ended, Mike asked, "What time is it?" Stacy said with her lips brushing against his, 11 o'clock.
3.
I called your name several times this morning. But you were out cold. Whew. It's like the farther in we get, the worse Okay.
I mean,
Mom was like, honey, it's great. Just send it as
Yeah.
is. We're happy. It's wonderful.
yeah, Mom saw the fuck scene.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, thank God, at least it's not describing entertainment centers anymore.
Oh, man. She reformed the seal of their mouths and their tongues entwined together.
It was a kiss
it's
from a rose.
Like it's a fucking gasket.
They managed to finally take their hands off each other, and Mike said, I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get to wake up this morning with you laying next to me. Fucking puss. Come on, bro. What kind of elf is that? I'm silly, but yeah. Stacey replied, I'm sorry I had to get up this morning to take my birth control pill, especially after last night.
No.
You filled 3.5 condoms.
Nobody I know that takes birth control takes it in the fucking morning.
They both laughed. And I always get in a morning workout on Sundays, so I came down here.
Oh,
So-
it's Sunday.
We know it's Sunday.
And that they're not religious because they're not at church.
They're fucking on the Lord's Day?
Yeah.
Not yet.
They were fucking on Shomer Shabbos is what they were doing. Yeah. Mike said, as far as you being on the pill and last night, I didn't notice any holes or tears in the condom last night when I went to the bathroom afterwards, so we should be fine. It's reassuring to know you're on the pill just in case.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, it's not just to keep you from getting pregnant, dog.
Yeah. Stacy closed her eyes, then tipped her head back and opened them wide and said, last night was so amazing. Tipped her head back. Yes, it was, Mike replied with no punctuation as they reached out and held hands. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it
Yes.
was. Stacy smiled and said, I have an idea. I have some extra sparing gear on the shelf in the corner that might fit you. Do you want to go a couple rounds?
You're going to spare on the Lord's Day?
Are you serious? Mike said sarcastically and also without a question mark. Stacy smiled and said, what, are you afraid to lose to a woman? Mike replied,
Was there a question mark there?
yes. When it's not there, you know. That's when,
Okay.
you know, yeah. Mike replied, so last night we don't make love and this morning you want to beat me up? Oh. So last night we make love and this morning you want to beat me up?
I mean,
Stacy was still smiling and she nodded playfully. I don't have a groin cup, Mike said.
don't worry, borrow mine.
Yeah.
Burn my half
You can
dog.
take my half thong. Stacy said, I'll be real careful. Besides, after last night, I wouldn't dream of damaging your manhood because I definitely want more of that someday soon.
God.
Someday.
Someday soon, you know. Mike said, okay, you're on. Stacy let Mike stretch out and warm up on the heavy bag. He was comfortable just doing it with his boxers on. They were just like shorts.
He has to describe the box. So fucking dumb. He's so fucking dumb. Okay.
They put the sparing gear on, and Stacy was right. She had a spare pair that managed to fit Mike.
No, it's a spar pair.
It's a spar pair. I know. I wanted to read it. They went to the center of the practice floor, and Mike said, I don't have a mouth guard either. Mine is-
Don't worry. You can spar while our lips are forming a fucking seal.
After last night, I definitely want some more of that someday soon.
It's okay. I have a dental dam you can use.
Mine is in my bag, Stacy said. I won't wear one either.
I just picture you have like them both sparring, but like with ball gags for protection.
Mike said, we shouldn't be doing this with such minimal protection. Stacy said, that's what she said. No. Stacy said, it's only sparing, don't be such a baby. God, spare. It every time.
Yep.
Is it supposed to be?
No, it's 2 hours.
It's supposed to be 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sparrow.
Yeah, like I know English.
Yeah, you read good, Ed.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I'm thinking I want to get some pizza. Do you want to go to the Sparrow?
Mike shrugged and said, how long do you want to go? Stacy replied, how
3
about
condoms worth.
How about first 1 to 5? How about the first 1 to 5?
The first one who accomplishes 5
Yeah.
5 tasks.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
works for me, he replied.
Yeah.
They bowed to each other.
How about we go to 5.1?
Surround sound. Dolby Digital.
They bowed to each other. They each snapped into a fighting stance with a loud yell, tapped gloves, and began.
I almost spit water all over this
I
microphone.
imagine
I was
them
actually startled by that.
making all the noises that Link makes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen! That's good karate music.
It is.
Yeah.
Tapped gloves and began. Stacy was much faster than Mike ever dreamed. She immediately threw a back fist that caught him in the side of the head.
I don't know. I heard Mike was pretty fast last night.
One zip Stacy. 1, comma, Zip, comma, Stacy.
Oh, now Ed has to.
1-0. Stacy got one.
It's time for Ed describes fighting scenes again.
Yeah, I get to describe fighting scenes, which are the best.
Yeah.
They went back to the center, went into their fighting stance, tapped gloves, and began again. Mike threw a jab, punch, roundhouse kick, spin hook kick combination, and Stacy blocked the roundhouse kick and ducked the spin hook kick. Stacy picked up her left leg and started throwing down short roundhouse kicks while keeping her guard up and hopping toward Mike. Boing, boing. Mike just backed up slowly. Suddenly, after a roundhouse kick, Stacy stopped her leg in midair and hooked a hook kick back and caught Mike across the face for 2 points. 3-zip, Stacy. But she only kicked him once. What?
But that one's worth 2 points because it's fucking badass.
Because it's foot to head.
But
Yeah.
ass. I don't know anything about the sport they're doing,
Yeah.
so
Sparring?
yeah.
You're unfamiliar with sparring?
Yeah.
Yeah. They went back to the center, went into their fighting stance, tapped gloves, and began again. Literally the same sentence from the beginning, from the previous paragraph. Good
Copy
job.
paste.
Dude, for sure.
Work smarter, not harder.
Mike was stunned. He knew she would be good because she was the same rank he was, but he could tell he was going to struggle to beat this woman.
Okay.
He's not a fucking cop. If he's gonna struggle to beat his spouse, he's not a fucking cop. This was written by a man who's never seen a woman naked, he's never fucked, and he's never seen a cop.
Yeah. Stacy quick. Never seen a cop, you know?
I don't know why that's the funniest part of it. It's just like, yeah, I haven't seen tits. But what do you mean? Defund who?
A cab? Like a taxi?
Stacy quickly switched her fighting stance and threw an axe kick to try to knock Mike's guard down. He let her knock his right lead hand down, but kept his left back and cocked and threw if forward as her He let her knock his right lead hand down, but kept his left back and cocked and threw if forward as her leg and right hand went down.
Ultimate punch.
If instead of it. That's why. That's why it was confusing. He connected square in the chest. Mike 1, Stacy 3.
Got her. Got her in both of her chests.
In both of her chests.
The breasts.
They continued after repeating the ritual in the center. Oh, look, he abbreviated this time. Nice.
yeah.
Stacy threw quick jabs with her right lead hand and then a spinning back fist with her left hand that Mike blocked. She dropped to her left knee and threw a roundhouse kick towards Mike's stomach.
Okay, when you said spinning back fist, Kris just like wound her arm up like Popeye.
That was the Arsenio Hall movie.
Yeah, she Arsenio'd it.
God.
Why you?
Why I oughta?
She dropped to her left knee and threw a roundhouse kick towards Mike's stomach. He blocked it with his right leg. Still on the ground, she quickly slid her right leg behind his left leg, jumped up and around while on the ground, taking Mike down with a scissors kick.
They're scissoring.
Yep. She continued to roll and swung her right hand up and around and came down and hit Mike in the nose with a ridge hand. Oh, it's like
Yeah.
yeah. It's
no,
that.
I think it's like
That's a ridge hand.
yeah, something like that. I don't know.
That's a chop.
I was only a purple belt.
Ridge hand sounds a little chic to me.
Is that real?
Like when I was like 13.
Oh, okay.
4 points, Stacy. Mike 1. Mike was almost flabbergasted.
Whoa, what?
Close.
Aruga.
Close.
He's
I want to also, I know it doesn't say that in here, but I know in my heart that guy's rock hard right now.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
through his boxers.
Through his boxes that are all a lot like shorts.
A lot like shorts,
They're a lot like
except
shorts.
the dick comes out in these shorts.
Depending, maybe he's got a button. It could be a button
This guy sounds like he might have a button.
Yeah, he
might
sounds
have
like a
a button.
buttoner.
But he's fully erect.
Well, he's almost flabbergasted. He couldn't believe this woman was only a 4th degree black belt. She spared like a master. Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Before their ritual back in the center, Stacy panted out of breath. What? Am I too much for you? One more point and I win. Mike said out of breath too. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. I don't need any water.
So where we're at right now, just to catch up, is this lady is kicking the shit out of this dude.
Yeah.
Who kicked the shit out of her karate master.
Yeah.
So she's in the wrong strip mall to get good at being a ninja.
Yeah, she technically
Stop.
is better than
Wait a minute.
Sensei Styles.
There are dojos in a strip mall.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Really? So it's like a Subway
Yeah.
a dojo, a nail
We said
salon.
Subway in the last episode, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
And a nail salon.
And a nail salon, yeah.
Everybody knows
that is what a strip mall is.
Everybody knows.
We live in America.
Yeah. It's not over yet. Yes. Mike caught her completely off guard and threw a jumping front kick right after their ritual in the center.
Oh, I was going to say they didn't tap gloves yet.
Right after their ritual.
Consent is important.
It is. Stacy threw her hands forward to block it, but Mike threw it higher than she anticipated, so it connected right on her forehead at the top of her head gear for 2 points.
Doink.
Doink. TV off.
Mike 3, Stacy 4. Next, Mike came at her with a flurry of hand techniques, being careful to not expose his chest and solar plexus.
A blizzard of strikes.
He's doing jazz hands. He's doing the fucking hand jive from Grease.
When you're a jet all the way.
Yeah.
A flurry of hand techniques. Now with Butterfinger. Being careful not to expose his chest and solar plexus, Stacy started backing up and had to stop at the edge of the painted ring on the mat or run the risk of Mike calling her on being out of the ring.
You're out of the ring.
When she stopped, Mike added an uppercut that caught her right on the chin. Ooh. All tied 4-4.
He is a cop.
Mike said, "I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" Stacy walked back to the center and said, "I'm fine.
Don't worry, but the color-hold lipstick held in all my teeth.
You had good control on that one. Good point."
So they're 4-4.
Yeah, it's all tied up.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is for all the beans.
This is crane kick time.
Win by they're not playing win by 2?
I don't know. I don't know if they're playing volleyball. I think it's like you have to side out.
Center ritual completed. They continued. Next point was the winner. Stacy had her right foot in front, quickly switched feet, and swept Mike's lead right foot with her left foot, causing Mike to stagger. Stacy performed a cartwheel trying to kick Mike with her feet as she came up and over, but Mike managed to sidestep her. Mike thought that two could play that game. So he spun around 180 degrees.
Just picture him doing like the world's worst cartwheel. Like,
he did a somersault.
So yeah. Look what I can do. So he spun around 100.
He's doing like that part in the Three Stooges where Curly runs on the ground, but he's like kicking at her while he's spinning around.
Like that fucking John Mulaney bit where they're laying on the ground kicking up at the assailant.
Yeah.
So he spun
Street smarts!
So he spun around 180 degrees and caught Stacy's right front foot with his right back foot, causing
They
her to
have
stagger
front feet
backward.
and back feet? Are they bipeds or quadrupeds?
It's the stance.
They have like 8 chests and like
Does he
20.
mean the ankle?
Yeah.
It's like watching spiders do karate.
The martial arts centaurs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Causing her to stagger backward. After completing the sweep, Mike picked his right leg back up right away and threw a roundhouse kick at Stacy's head. Mike didn't think about the fact that Stacy was falling backwards. Her hands were flailing in just the right spot to accidentally block Mike's kick. Stacy did a backward roll on the ground as she went down. She intended to jump straight up with a jumping front kick, but when she got back to her feet still on the ground... When she got back up to her feet, still on the ground. Yeah, okay.
What's the next part?
She looked up and saw Mike's foot coming down, and he caught her on the top of the head with an axe kick for 2 points.
Clang.
Mike won 6-4. Yeah, 2-point win. Stacy rolled over on her back.
Now she has to pay for Burger King.
And slapped the mat and yelled, "Crap! I had you too!" Mike was panting down on his left knee and looked up and said,
Will you marry me?
And said, Are you a sore looser?
Looser?
Looser.
2 O's.
Like instead of tight.
Oh, she's loose at this point.
Are you a sore looser?
At
I'm
this
like,
point
after
in the
last
weekend.
night, you know I am. Giggity-gee.
And I'm going to want more of that someday soon.
Someday soon.
It's a pretty loose weekend.
Stacy panted and said, "I want a rematch someday, and I'm going to kick your ass when I get it." Mike said sarcastically, "Promises, promises." They stood up, went back to the center, bowed, shook hands, and after they took off their headgear, Mike grabbed her, pulled her toward him, and initiated more open-mouth kissing.
They should have kissed with the headgear on.
Initiated
open-mouth kissing. But no tongues this time.
Oh.
I just about broke my microphone.
No, you got to leave them wanting more.
"Will you take a shower with me?" he moaned. Well, hold on, because there was no question mark.
But that's why we have 3 bathrooms.
Will you take a shower with me?
I just really like your swamp ass.
No, Stacy replied. I'm mad at you for beating me. Please, he responded, patting her firm, petite butt
Please.
that made a perfect form in the skin.
I showed you my
Her firm petite butt.
I showed you my sparing. Please reply.
Please reply.
He made a dent in this bitch? What happened?
He responded, patting her firm, petite butt that made a perfect form in the skin-tight spandex shorts she was wearing. I'm sorry. Stacy giggled and said, I forgive you. Mike whispered in her ear, let me make it up to you in the shower. Stacy moaned, I like the sound of that. They took off their sparring gear. Oh, sparring!
Did he write it?
Oh! Got it right. They took off their sparring gear and ran upstairs, hand in hand. Stacy purposely left the fan off.
They like skipped up together, like they're running in a field.
Think I'll go for a walk outside.
My boxer shorts calling my way. I got a half thong.
Stacy purposely left the fan off so it got really steamy in the shower.
She's gonna get mold.
Yeah, that's fucking the black mold murders
You're
right there.
responsible.
They soaped each other down tenderly and took turns rinsing each other off with a removable shower head, kissing the whole time.
They just kept uppercutting
kissing
each
the
other.
shower head?
Yeah.
No,
No, they're
kissing each other.
uppercutting each other with it.
They shampooed each other's hair and rinsed each other off again. Okay. Mike loved running his
You gotta shower top down.
Yeah,
dog.
right? You know? Yeah, you're doing it backwards. Mike loved running his hands through her hair and shampooing her head.
Oh, he's hired.
She looked so sexy with her hair wet.
I love wet dogs. I love wet dogs covered in metal.
Stacy loved Mike running his hands through her wet hair. It made her wet inside as well as out.
Oh, did he fucking bring it? Did he actually say that?
He did.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
It made her wet
Inside.
inside as well as out.
Yeah.
Mike put the shower head between her legs so the strong jet was hitting her clitoris as
Oh
he
my god,
caressed her
you wrote
lips.
the word clitoris?
Yes.
Did he spell it right?
Yes. If you know. No, it's spiritus.
Spar not the rod.
Clitoris.
Clitoris.
Clit and then the clit space and then taurus, like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
astrological sign.
Her clitoris was so shinny under the water.
It's with a D.
Clitoris.
Clitoris.
Yeah, she has a clitoris. It's
Yeah.
color
A
hole.
metallic glitterous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's later. Between her legs, so the strong jet was hitting her clitoris as he caressed her lips and rubbed his wet hand over her breasts and butt. I feel like I'm envisioning it just the backhand. You know, the back of his hand.
Yeah.
Need both.
Like the way you pet a horse.
Yeah, you know.
Good girl.
You gotta keep your palm flat so she won't bite you.
Stacy climaxed with a scream, and Mike had to hold her up with his free hand as she jerked and squealed from the force of the jets from the removable shower head. When she regained her balance and could open her eyes again, she just goes into a coma.
She just like slides down the wall.
Like a newborn
Just in a
puppy.
heap. She's just laying like stunned on the floor of the shower for like 3 minutes.
When she regained her balance and could open her eyes again, Stacy moaned, "Did I mention I forgive you?" Mike said before kissing her again, "Yes, you did, but I wanted to make it a special apology."
Good God.
Okay.
They toweled each other dry. Mike put his boxer shorts back on and hunted through the house for his clothes.
Wait a minute. She didn't peg him with a shampoo bottle?
Right? You know, or just the jets. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
get it in there.
Give him, Give him a-
Chivalry is dead.
give him a
Did it.
good old LA bidet.
Where's the
The
reciprocation?
old LA bidet.
Yeah.
La bidet.
La bidet.
La bidet. La bidet. Yeah, that's great. They hunted through the house for his clothes. He put everything back on but his tie. So he's just got his short sleeve
Oh,
dress
he's
shirt.
casual.
Yeah.
Stacy bounded down the stairs in white shorts and a pink t-shirt and white tennis shoes. They met in the foyer. "I really should go," Mike said.
Oh.
"I know," Stacy said while nodding.
Yes,
Can I see
yes,
you again?
Yes.
Mike smiled and said, "Definitely."
Radical.
"When?" she asked without a question mark. "The
When.
sooner the better," he replied.
When?
When? "How about
When.
Wednesday night?" she said. Okay, without a question mark. Mike replied, "That would be great. I'll call you." Stacy
I'll show you my apartment.
Yeah. Stacy stepped closer. They French kissed one more time. Then she said, "Thank you for the sparring match." Mike said, "Sure thing." Almost done. She threw herself into his arms again and said with her head on his chest, "I had a great time last night and this morning." Me too, Mike said, kissing the top of her head. It was very special. I'll call you Tuesday night, okay?
I'm kissing the part of your head that I axe kicked.
Twice. Axe kicked twice.
Wow.
I'll be waiting by the phone anxiously, Stacy confessed.
Because I forgot to take my Lexapro
Also, so it's Sunday, so, like,
Yeah.
they're just not going to talk.
until Tuesday.
I mean, it's
This was pretext. This was pretext.
No,
I
They
mean, there was,
should
there was
fucking
texting,
email.
but
yeah. This was like mid 2000s.
Yeah, there was texting,
It's
but
like
the text
Nokia.
messages cost 20 cents.
Yeah.
And he's on an LAPD budget.
Yeah,
It's
that's
true.
true.
He was
Yeah.
sweating
He could
over
bar-
wine.
Yeah.
$20 was a lot of money to him.
he could barely afford the snake game, and that was free. Bye, Mike
Oh, he
whispered.
played the fucking snake game.
Yeah, he did. Bye, Stacy whispered back. After another long French kiss, man, they just love him. Stacy opened the door for him. He smiled as he walked out. Stacy rearmed the security system with the push of a few buttons.
And then the
6
turret
months, 6
started
guys.
shooting him on the way out. Get out of here, fucking genetic stock.
You have 15 seconds to comply.
Oh, yeah.
She leaned her back against the door, closed her eyes with her head tipped back, and said, "Oh my God, he is amazing!" She squealed, hopped up and down, and bolted upstairs to find her journal. Middle school!
Oh my God.
Middle school!
Wait a minute. She went upstairs to find a paper journal.
Yeah.
But I thought she was a tech junkie. You're telling me this bitch doesn't have a live journal?
Dude, she doesn't want it on the call.
Oh, yeah. This was definitely live journal heyday, so
That's a good point.
it makes sense.
And she's got CD-ROMs.
Yeah.
Yeah. As,
So, you
it's
know.
true. As Mike drove home, he realized he didn't offer to take Stacy to breakfast.
Loser.
Douche. Considering it was past noon when they got out of the shower, it was probably okay.
Take her to brunch.
That's
Yeah.
the justification. Yeah, because there's not a meal after breakfast to have. No, you're good.
Well, she's like a reverse gremlin.
Get her some
She's like, oh man, if I feed her, she's gonna just turn into a giant half thong and eat me.
a bow staff.
He also
Just
realized.
a walking post.
But it still has jewelry on it.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's just silver everywhere.
He also realized she forgot to show him her kitchen and dining room.
Thank fucking God.
No, that's right. They
That
did.
would have been like 20 more minutes of this podcast.
They got to the third to the last room.
Oh my God. He did.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He left us wanting more. Fucking
wait a
master
minute.
literary technique.
Dude,
Are
yeah,
you
that's
telling
really,
me?
really good stuff.
Are you telling me this bitch doesn't have a laundry room?
Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's.
Yeah, that like
maybe it's
all
a
of her
compliment.
half thongs are just clanking around in there with the fucking tennis ball.
Yeah.
Oh well, he was sure he would see plenty of it in the future.
He's excited to see her fucking.
Yeah, her kitchen and dining room.
I need to see how she organizes the Tupperware.
This man is like the Chuck Norris version of like Pollyanna, where he's just like he is excited for fucking everything.
Dude, he's a human Labrador retriever.
yeah.
Just like what?
I think that was
That's
like
my impression of
that
a
was more of a
Labrador
Tim
retriever.
Allen.
Yeah.
Plea bargain.
Wait. Okay. He was also still amazed at how difficult it was to beat her at sparing. He knew that she was going to be really good, being the same rank as he was, but he never imagined in his wildest dreams that she would be that tough.
I wish I had the level of joy that Michael Darts has in every aspect of his life. Joy and just pure surprise,
Wonderment.
bordering on like
He is the kazoo
yeah.
kid.
Anaphylactic shock.
Wonderment at
He's
any
the
stage.
fucking kazoo kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
He,
Oh, there,
Wow. You have surround sound.
let me play my kazoo through it.
also, okay, I hit a button. I just want to make sure we're good. Where am I? Down there. Also, almost nobody teaches a cartwheel kick. Cool. Random. Maybe Master Keys taught her more than she was letting on. Mike's thoughts then turned to the sex they had last night, and his amazement over her incredible martial arts skills diminished. Not only was she gorgeous,
Man, she fucks so good, she's terrible at karate.
not only was she gorgeous, but she had an amazing body, firm from working out, yet soft and feminine in all the right places.
Gorgeous and an amazing body.
He definitely yeah, those are separate.
Yeah.
He definitely wanted to see her again and hoped that she wouldn't end up in the investigation somehow, because that would definitely prevent him from seeing her until it was over.
Oh, now he has ethics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how much he wanted this investigation to be over. He had never seen anything like it.
Why would these martial arts murders keep us apart? For how long?
When will my husband return from the war?
The karate war.
The karate war of 2007, right after the tech boom that conveniently made me independently wealthy from my dead father from that semi-truck. What if the fucking murderer...
Allies with the semi-trucks!
Yes! No, what if the murderer is also
The
a
semi-truck
semi-truck driver?
Dude, yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
you're
getting
good.
criminal minds
you're
up in this
You're getting all
bitch.
usual suspects on it.
Fuck!
Here's a deleted scene I wanted in it. I wanted her to say, like, are you hard yet? And he says, I'm semi-hard. And she just shrieks.
God.
Oh, how much he wanted this investigation to be over. He had never seen anything like it. What Michael Darts did not realize was that this investigation was far from over. In bold. End of chapter.
Far from over.
Oh, God.
Okay, I just want to point out, we are like an hour and a half in
I
this
thought
podcast.
it went faster than I thought it was going to.
If
To be fair.
without all of the description of her fucking house, we would have probably been at like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it's all of the describing everything. Yeah.
Like, this is like a perfect fucking like writing lesson for anybody. Just like,
Less is more.
get to the fucking and the karateing and the
Fucking-
axe kicking.
Yeah. Unless you're Hemingway,
Give
yeah.
the people what they want. They want fucking. They want a weird necklace fetish.
Fucking sucking and necklace fetish.
They want
Yeah.
they want intimate, lovingly described mid 2000s entertainment center specs. that go on longer than the fucking.
lovingly described. That's apt.
What is interesting to me is that the fight scene
Yeah.
was much longer. It felt like than the sex scene.
Yeah,
How many pages
The
was the
fight scene
fighting?
was the fight scene was
And
like
both of them combined were like not as long as the
The
tour.
house. Yeah.
The fight scene was like 2 pages. Yeah, and 2.5 I think, and the sex scene was like a page and a half.
1.3 pages.
Yeah, 5.1.
Yeah. I've never. It's like he was like embarrassed to get to the fucking. And so he's like, I'm just
And
going to
the fuck.
describe the house more.
Yeah.
This chapter can't be all fucking because he's never fucked. So
Yeah.
he can't write long fuck.
But also his mom is like helping him like edit this book. Like
Maybe she was like, write more about the house.
well or it's like
what is her house like there?
or he's like, maybe if I like filibuster her with description of the house, her brain will be tired and just be like, oh, and then they had sex. Okay, here we go.
Too tired for
And
cocaine.
3 condoms, sure. Here we
Yeah,
go.
but the caps lock and bold sentences would probably
Yeah, and then
they would still wake
his
her
mom's
up.
like reading, like, okay, they got her hands over. Oh, fuck! Oh my god! Oh, gee whiz, Andrew! Wow, there's bold in here. Your boy, howdy, there's a.
Open a window. It smells like bold font in here.
It's real musty with ink. The ink and sex. I think I'm as wet on the inside as I am on the outside, which makes sense because we have 10,000 lakes here.
God.
All right, well, we are now officially a third of the way through the book
I have a question.
as well.
Yes.
Was this self-published? Give me that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was? Okay, good. So a publisher...
Ulysses? No,
He's self-published like 7 or 8 books.
but it got distributed.
Three
by someone.
martial arts murders books. So there's 2 more Michael Darts books.
After this?
Yeah. Then he wrote 2.
bullshit.
Then he wrote 2 books called in the Time Ninja series, and those books are like 1,000 pages each.
I thought we were doing Time Ninja stuff. That's what I thought we were doing.
I thought we were doing Time Ninja stuff too.
Brett was like, you want to be on this podcast? And I was like, podcast with 2 white male comics. I don't know. I've already done this a couple times. And he was like, it's about that karate book I like.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's the one.
And
I thought it was going to be Time Ninja.
Martial Arts Murders is Time Ninja is 1,000 pages.
I wouldn't
What?
put it past you to
This-
put me through 1,000 pages of Time Ninja.
no,
No,
I'm not reading 1,000 pages.
No.
Wow, this one's almost 300.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and that's going to be 300 too many.
Yeah.
You know.
It's
275.
yeah.
Wow, you're not even to page
No,
69 yet.
That's
I'm going to read a little of page 69. Oh,
So this is just a preview for,
Yeah,
for
this
next
is
week.
pre-
yeah.
Next week's
Preview
episode.
for next week. I opened the book to page 69, and
Here we
there's
go.
already something in caps in bold.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm going to read it as it is written.
Yes.
Detective Darts! That's... I'm watching you! Always watching! Oh my god. Mother of God is in here a lot. They keep saying God. You know what? This is too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too much. Sorry, I can't get into that.
Oh, you're good.
I'm going to start reading it forever.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to buy this on the internet.
Yeah, and if anyone else is interested in buying The Martial Arts Murders by Andy Shep, you can buy it in physical copy on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. And as always, thank you for Kris Parsons for coming
Yes,
out.
Thank you. Thanks for being on. 'Cause it was a
Thank you
blast.
for
So
suffering
much
through
fun.
this hot
So much
fucking
fun.
with us.
I've never been more uncomfortable in a room with two male comics in my life.
That is quantifiably untrue. I know the sort of fuckbags we slum with.
Yeah.
To everybody else, thank you for listening. And if you think you can write a better book, fucking do it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah!